Our first speaker today is Janice Imbrogno of Home, Health, and Spirit, who will be speaking about cleaning without chemicals, eliminating toxins in your life. Janice has participated in the Over 50 Fair before, and she is such a lovely person. Janice Imbrogno, MS-CFCS, is a home economist, educator, and teacher of natural living. She was a home economics teacher of family and consumer sciences for 35 years. She now works with families, teaching them to use healthier and more natural products in the home. Her expertise is in the use and understanding of essential oils. As a mom of a son with autism, she also teaches how to advocate for those with special needs, consumers, and those who find it difficult to speak up. I will put Janice's contact info into the chat. Thank you, Janice.
Thank you very much, Barbara. Welcome, everybody. I wanted to talk about getting rid of chemicals in your home because what I feel is the home is the heart of the family. Even today, we're spending more time in our home, and what's more important than having it healthy? I have a lot of information to share with you, so if you are nearby and want to grab a pen or a pencil, and also Barbara's going to put my contact information up, and you can also copy it from my slides because you're very welcome to get in touch with me, and I will teach you anything else that you want to know. So we're going to get started with cleaning without chemicals and how to get toxins out of your life. So this is my contact information. Barbara has it up also. Feel free to screenshot it or we'll get it to you later. I'm active presence on social media. And if you want to learn more about all aspects of healthy living, definitely check out my YouTube and Instagram, Facebook, and it's all under Home, Health, and Spirit. I do want to let you know, as Barbara said, I'm a home economist. I specialize in everything to do with the family, but I am not a medical professional. So please keep that in mind. This is all the stories I'm going to share are from my personal experience. So what we're probably not aware of is that first thing in the morning, you're bombarded with chemicals. A typical person in their home, whether it's their health and beauty aids, cleaning products, residue from cleaning products, off-gassing from textiles and furniture and different things, just, you know, maybe professionals that work around the house. It's just amazing what you are unaware of that your body is exposed to. So it's all kinds of personal care, and these are just some examples of things that I copy. I just took a picture from the supermarket shelf. When I go down the cleaning aisle, I could actually feel it in my lungs, and once you become aware of it, I think you will too. So basically, we're the gatekeepers of our home. It's up to us not to allow unhealthy things in and to protect our family, and it's so important to do the research. So example, if there's any product you're concerned about, say it's Febreze, Google dangers of Febreze. You will be shocked. You really will. So right now, more and more people are realizing certain things. So let me just tell you this. The government lets a lot of chemicals in our cleaning products because they're grandfathered in. And these chemicals are banned in Europe and Canada. They've been allowed for years and years and years. And it's just too much of an overwhelming task, and it's just not done. And I feel that, you know what, I did too. We all use what our parents used. So until I started, I'm going to be talking about essential oils. Until I started, well, let me just a second. Okay, I just figured I'd talk to you rather than making you stare at the slide. So when I started cleaning my own apartment, I just used what my mom used. So my mom cleaned with Clorox, and I remember every time she cleaned the bathroom, she would literally raise her voice and say, "Everybody stay away from the bathroom. There's bleach in here." I opened the windows, and on some level, she knew it was poisonous, and she was in there breathing it in and coughing. But I don't know if she really knew that there were other alternatives, and now we do. But the first time I cleaned my own bathroom in my first apartment, I took out the Clorox in 1 minute and it was splashed in my eye. So that's just a typical, typical example of all the things that we commonly just do because everybody else does, and because it's in the stores and we see it on the shelves and we think it's safe. So we just use it. So this is, some awareness. These are some of the chemicals among many. You may not realize, for example, that there's formaldehyde in cleaning products, there's heavy metals, there's parabens and phthalates, triclosan. They're trying to get it out of antibacterial soaps and they've been eliminating it, but it's a cancer-causing chemical. And one of the worst is synthetic fragrances, because another way, I'll just talk to you for a second again. Another way manufacturers are protected is that they do not have to disclose the ingredients in their fragrances. So anybody can put on a label synthetic fragrance or natural fragrance, and that could be cancer-causing chemicals 1, 2, and 3, whatever they are, they do not have to tell you. So I wanted you to become an aware consumer, and just because it says a natural fragrance or fragrance doesn't necessarily mean that it's okay to use. So here's a long list. I'll just say respiratory is the first that comes to mind. There are studies that have shown that people who work at home have a higher incidence of respiratory disease, because studies have also shown that indoor air pollution in an average home is 2 times worse than outdoor pollution. And the more time you spend in your home, the more time you're going to be exposed to this. Other studies showed the same thing for people who clean professionally because of the constant exposure. So not only can it trigger asthma or respiratory things, emphysema, or any kind of trouble breathing, but you could burn your skin with chemicals. You can irritate your skin with chemicals. You can ingest them. They get into our body tissue. They challenge the liver, because the liver has to get rid of them all. They can cause issues with your endocrine, your hormonal system, reproductive issues, cell damage, nausea, birth defects, hair loss. I mean, it goes on. And there's many stories of people who had mysterious illnesses or were just off or had a diagnosed illness and have improved by getting, food too, but one of the really important thing is to get toxic chemicals out of your home and out of your life and out of your surroundings. So again, this is too much for the government to oversee. There's not enough resources. In 1976, they passed an act which grandfathered most of these chemicals in. There's very few that are being tested, but this new act in 2016, they're testing a few more, but it's literally a drop in the bucket. So I'm gonna be giving you, just a second. All right, so I will be giving you today lots of recipes, and before I go on, to make your own cleaners. But again, just contact me. I have a whole packet that I would be happy to email you, and I'm just going to show you a little bit more right now. So I'm going to share some of my solutions and some of the natural things that I use. They protect your health and wellness. You're less likely to get sick when you use them. There's no animal testing. They're better for the environment. And they're just, honestly, for me, they're feel good. And because I incorporate in essential oils, when I clean, it actually picks up my spirits. And I'll speak about that in a minute. So greenwashing, I don't know if you know what this is, but go ahead. Somebody have to say something to say? Oh, okay. So greenwashing is making you think, like, for example, the Clorox company came out with Greenworks, and there's Mrs. Myers, and there's Method, and Seventh Generation, and all these. You need to do your research, because some of these products may be healthy and they may be fine, but you're going to be surprised how many of them are not. Now, these so-called natural companies are owned by the big guys. They're owned by SC Johnson, Johnson & Johnson, Unilever, Clorox. They're not little privately owned companies anymore. And when that happens, you lose a little. And I'm going to show you some examples of why they may not necessarily be so good. Here's, for example, we're going to talk about cleaning bathrooms first. And here's some method cleaner that was rated an F. Now, again, not everything by Method is rating an F, but don't assume because it says Method or Mrs. Myers or Seventh Generation that it's healthy. You can't know that by the brand name. So there is a website where I got this from. It's called the Environmental Working Group, ewg.org, and this is where you can find all these ratings, and I'm going to be telling you an app in a minute. But I actually bought this bathroom cleaner that's rated here. They have different versions, rated C, B, and F. So there's one rated a B, but there's also one rated an F. So again, I want to ask you to do your research and show you that there's asthma concerns, skin irritation concerns, reproductive cancer, and it says corrosive, some concerns for respiratory effects, cancer, and digestive system effects. I actually purchased this product because I wanted to use it as an example when I was teaching in person. Here is another rating. This is an app that you can get on your phone, and the app is called Think Dirty. And what's so great about this app, it's on your phone. When you're shopping, you can just scan the UPC symbol of a product and they'll give you a rating. So this rated an 8, 10 being the worst. Again, basically because of the fragrance. And I bought it. It does not smell good. And it was expensive also. So this is how I make my own natural toilet bowl cleaner. And you just need, peroxide is a wonderful and often overlooked disinfectant. You know, I talk about my mom, and I said she used Clorox and Windex and, you know, all those typical things, but her mom and my great-grandmother, I'm sure they're using the stuff that I went back to, peroxide, alcohol, baking soda, and some other things that I'll tell you. So again, I do have a handout, and I'd be happy to email it to you with all these recipes. And this is what I put in my bathroom cleaner. I get a little squeeze bottle. I've bought some from Amazon. I've also gotten, this is like a ketchup squeeze bottle I got in ShopRite. And I just put those things in it. Usually I don't put the baking soda in because if you can see here, it separates on the bottom. I usually just get a little jar with a shaker top, which I'll show you, and I sprinkle that in. But it's easy, there's no fumes because bathroom cleaners are really, really strong. So I like to buy mason jars, and I get these shaker lids from Amazon. I'm not an affiliate, I have nothing to do with Amazon. I just happen to get a lot of products there. But what I love to do is get a mason jar, and here's some pretty octagonal shape ones. I put baking soda in it, a few drops of one of my favorite essential oils, Citrus Fresh, and I keep it in my bathroom. And when I need to just quickly clean the bathroom, I just shake it in the bowl and clean it with the toilet bowl brush. And the other chemical that I showed you before, I just use that to squirt under the lid. Okay. And I just want to compare this to scrubbing bubbles because my mom used this too, and it rated an F, and especially for asthma and respiratory. I want to show you also Clorox. Studies show, oh, I told you this about the studies, and I think this was cut off a little bit, but this also got an F rating. And right on, let me just also talk about Clorox wipes right now because it's back to school time. And Clorox wipes are very much marketed toward teachers and they're classroom friendly. Please be aware of marketing, just as any consumer. Again, I can't say it enough. Do your research. Don't just like suck in the marketing and believe it. So it says right on the Clorox wipes, hazards to humans and domestic animals. I bet most people don't know that after you use it, you have to wash your hands or at least wear gloves. If you wipe a counter with it and a child or touches it or a pet walks on it and they put their hands in their mouth, they're getting EPA registered pesticides on them. And also this does not work unless you let it sit, depending on the brand. It could be the Target brand, the Clorox brand, whatever. It might say 4 minutes, 10 minutes. It has to sit or it's not going to work. It's also not going to work well if you don't clean first. So, you know, there's a lot to say for soap and water, because when you clean with soap and water, you are removing a lot of germs. This will kill them. This will disinfect and sanitize, but cleaning first removes a lot. So that is important. Lysol, oh my goodness, how many people, I see like my local mothers groups, everybody scrambling, Costco has Lysol or Target has Clorox, and I'm like, oh, keep your mouth shut, Janice, you know, just don't say anything. It's known to be an endocrine disruptor. It causes damage to DNA. You should know that just by, you know, just by smelling it. So here are Clorox wipes. Some of these are rated a D. And Clorox is producing chemicals that pose health and environmental things. Guys, if any of you are familiar with Monsanto, you know these companies are not out to help us, to keep us and our families healthy. They're not supportive of us. Their goal is, they're a business and their goal is to make money. So please protect yourself. Here's one version of the Clorox wipes that got a D. And we'll go on. Chlorine bleach, it can cause nausea. It's toxic if you ingest it, if you get it in your eyes. If you clean with it, it can corrode metal. And it's so dangerous if you mix it with ammonia or other cleaning products. It takes dye, so if you splash it, you're going to lose the color in your clothing. And if you have children, it doesn't just go in a high cabinet. It has to be in a locked cabinet. It's toxic. Okay, so this is what I've switched over to. I'm going to go into essential oils a little bit more shortly, but I use hydrogen peroxide, which I mentioned, and isopropyl alcohol. Vinegar, white vinegar. This one says cleaning. It's just a little stronger, but plain white vinegar is great. This is an alcohol that you buy in the liquor store. It's called grain alcohol. It is 190 proof, which means it's 95% alcohol. The last I read, the CDC wanted 70% alcohol to clean surfaces. So this is 95. Now, none of this is perfect. Alcohol is flammable, whether it's the isopropyl or the grain. So again, and you want to keep this locked up from children, but I don't feel that the alcohol is going to cause me respiratory problems or damage my organs or burn my skin, that type of thing. I also am a big fan of baking soda and washing soda. Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. Washing soda is sodium carbonate. It's just a stronger version of baking soda. And it's great in your laundry, and it's great to make cleaning products. And then my favorite, Thieves cleaner, which I will talk about in a minute. The other thing I can't help but emphasize is bring nature in your home. Plants are so important to purify the air, as is diffusing essential oil. Fresh flowers give it a nice scent. I told you essential oils, natural cleaners, and use your room sprays made from essential oils. Two of the most toxic ingredients are plugins and fragrant candles. Fragrant candles, oh, I'll get to that in a minute, but they're made from petroleum, and you know the soot that's in the jar. So what are essential oils? So you can see they do a lot. I'm just going to focus on the cleaning, but let me just talk to you for a minute again. So here's an essential oil. This one is called Thieves, and this is in the cleaner that I use. An essential oil is a natural part of a plant. It comes from either the seed, the root, the stem, the bark, the flower, a shrub. It's just part of a plant that is hopefully done right and just distilled with steam. Now, when you think about it, before the Industrial Revolution, go back to, there were essential oils found in King Tut's tomb. What did they do in the Middle Ages? What did the Native Americans do? What did they do in Victorian times? They went to plants for everything. So how neat is it to go back to plants? And of course you have to have caution, and there's certain rules that you use when you have essential oils, but basically this is not an unnatural petroleum-based synthetic fragrance toxic substance, and it smells great. And even though you're cleaning, it does affect your emotions. When you open an essential oil and you breathe it in from the bottle, or I'll be showing you some diffusers. Here's a diffuser that I happen to have next to me. What happens is these volatile molecules, because not only do these parts of the plant have like properties that kill germs and things like that, but they also are volatile, and they go in your nose, they go through the olfactory bulb, they go to the emotional part of your brain, and they affect how you feel. That's another whole class, but at least you feel good when you're cleaning and you're using essential oils. I will be talking about Thieves again. Now, let's compare. Like, here's lemon. So lemon is lemon actually comes, the citrus oils come from the peel. So lemon essential oils from a lemon, lavender's from the lavender plant, peppermint is from the peppermint plant, but there's no thieves plant. And I'm also going to show you purification. There's no purification plant. These are blends. And Thieves is made up of clove, cinnamon bark, rosemary, eucalyptus, and lemon. And it has an odd name. Real quick story. It's a legend that in the time of the Black Plague, criminals, thieves, were robbing the dead and dying, and they weren't getting sick themselves because they were spice traders and they were using these plants to keep themselves healthy. All right, so that's a real quick lesson on essential oils. This is again, here's the Thieves that I use. It's very concentrated, and the reason it's good for the environment is because you only use 1 or 2 capfuls when you make it, and so you're not using a lot of plastic. Thieves Cleaner is totally plant and mineral based. That's it. There's not even poison control information on it. Of course, you shouldn't drink it, but it's safe for children and pets. It's less expensive to use. So for example, I bought 409 for an example, and it cost $3.39. To make the same amount of Thieves Cleaner cost me $2. The 409 was rated an 8, 10 being the worst. The Thieves has no rating because it's just plant and minerals. You don't have to wear masks or gloves when you clean with it. Children can help you clean. It's everything I said. It's just, and believe me, I know I love essential oils, but I make some really cool cleaners with this, like pumpkin spice and rosemary, basil, and it just smells so nice when you clean. You can also, if you don't have Thieves Cleaner and you just want to use some dish soap and vinegar, here is a recipe. That happens to be the shelf over my kitchen sink. I also like to keep a peppermint spray handy. It's great to deter ants, and it just makes the house smell really neat. You could spray garbage pails with it. So, okay, so let's talk about soft scrub. Here are some ratings, some DNF ratings of soft scrub. All I do, and this stuff smells so good, you can eat it. I take some baking soda, I mix it with some of this Thieves Cleaner, and I have the most amazing, effective, natural, harmless, great smelling scrub. You can add a little water to it to change the consistency. You can add some essential oils if you want to change the smell. Okay, I have a video to show you right now of different ways I have to use toxic chemicals to clean your sink. Here's a simple thing to do. Put some baking soda in a shaker jar. Shake a little baking soda because it's a mild and natural abrasive. And then take some lemon essential oil, or if you like citrus fresh or grapefruit, and just sprinkle a few drops in the sink. And you can use this in your sink and your tub, and just add a little water and rinse, and that's a quick way to freshen your sink without any chemicals. Now, if you need to clean a little deeper, either for your sink or your tub, take some baking soda. I have some baking soda here, and you don't have to measure. You make your own soft scrub. I just pour some baking soda in a little dish, and then I use Thieves Concentrated Cleaner. And I put a little bit of that in there. And this smells so good. And here, there was a little something there. You just crush the baking soda and you make a paste. Now this one is a little liquid. I have some more baking soda here if you want to make it a little more pasty. If it's too thick, you can add some water. And if things are really dirty and you really have to get out some grime and stain, you might want to use borax. You can add a little borax to that. Borax is a natural mineral. However, you do have to be cautious with it. You have to keep it out of reach of children. It can be an irritant, but this is the stronger scrub. Regardless, it smells wonderful. And again, if you want to put a few drops of essential oil in it, you can. And you have the most natural smelling, safe to use scrub for your tub and your sink. And you would just use it like any soft scrub. And what's the nice benefit is that you're getting aromatherapy as you clean. And then just rinse everything off. Now I'm doing this quick. I had some stains before. I was really scrubbing with this, but it's nice because it takes all the soap scum off the bathroom tub. Another natural abrasive you could use is kosher salt. So I hope that gives you some ideas to get toxic chemicals out of your house and to freshen up your sinks, your tubs, and to have everything smelling really nice. You don't have to use. If you like watching videos like that, I have a few more on YouTube. So again, you just go to my YouTube channel, Home Health and Spirit, and there's lots of videos of all kinds of things, but there are some more cleaning videos. I am just gonna, just bear with me for 1 second. Okay. Okay, so this is the scouring powder. I just want to make my screen a little bigger, so just bear with me for a second, but you could look that over. Here's the recipe that I used, and I want to compare it to Comet and to Ajax powder. And while you're looking at that, you can see all the different problems that they have. And, you know, I just remember Ajax and Comet having bleach in it. So I think that that is really important. I just want to give you a bigger, I'm going to stop sharing for a second because I just want to make that a little larger for you. So just please bear with me for a second. I don't know why it got small. And if anybody has any questions, you could put that in the Q&A. I'm going to answer them at the end. Okay. I just wanted to get you back to a full screen, so just bear with me. I'm almost there. And we will get back to different cleaning. Okay, there we go. Let me share my screen. Okay. All right. All right, sorry about that. It took me a minute to get it back. All right, so we are to glass and mirror cleaners. So here's another comparison. I bought Method, and it was $3.69, and I bought Windex for $3.49, and then I made my own window cleaner. It cost me, when I used distilled water, it cost me $1.22. So if you have hard water, you may want to use distilled water, but if I use tap water, it cost me 85 cents. These two got an 8 rating, and the natural one, there was no rating because it was just Thieves, white vinegar, and some essential oils. So here are the recipes. And if you want to make an extra strong cleaner, especially for dirty windows, you can just mix equal amounts of vinegar and water, and adding a little bit of essential oils, such as a citrus oil, will help cut the grease, and it'll just give it a nice smell. I love to make window cleaners with peppermint essential oil, especially. And peppermint essential oil is very enlivening. So if you're like tired of cleaning, that definitely gives you a little boost. So dusting, you really don't need harmful dusting sprays. Microfiber cloths are wonderful. They pick up so much dust, and they're reusable, they're washable. I have a flat weave cloth right here. So for glass and mirrors, you don't want the fuzzy kind of microfiber cloth because it might pick up a particle and then scratch your surface. So for glass, use a flat weave microfiber cloth, and all you need is some water. You could use a light spray. Here's the Thieves. Let me just stop for a second. Okay, here is the Thieves cleaner. I just put 1 capful of this in a 16-ounce bottle of water. If you want to make it a little stronger, you could do 2 capfuls. If you're cutting grease, you can make it even less diluted. And I lightly spray my microfiber cloths with that. All right, and also some of you, you know, you might think dust is just harmless, but if dust does soak up contaminants from household products, so the chemicals in your house are going to be soaked up by the dust, and so are pathogens. It's full of skin cells, bits of hair and clothing, bacteria, dust mites, pollen, bug parts, plastic. There's just nothing redemptive about dust. Here is a wood furniture polish recipe that I like because look at, here's the pledge. It's got an F rating, most of these versions of it. So I use jojoba oil, olive oil with some white vinegar and lavender or lemon essential oil. And it's just wonderful. And there's a picture, I buy glass spray bottles on Amazon. And there's some, sometimes I make fancy labels. Sometimes I just put them in the printer, but there's that with the microfiber cloth. And here's a hardwood floor cleaner. I used to buy this Bona hardwood floor cleaner. This one got a C rating, but I see these two got an F. So this is what I use. And what I also do is I don't buy the throwaway paper things for my Swiffer. I put a microfiber cloth on the Swiffer stick, and you just, if you could see right here the indentation, I just pop the cloth in those little indentations, and then I don't throw my washcloth, the cloths that I clean with in my wash with my clothing, but I wait and I gather them up and I do a wash with just all the cleaning cloths. And then maybe I'll, you know, it's usually fine, but if you don't feel comfortable, then run a wash with some vinegar and essential oils after that. So this is a great, I want to tell you a little bit more before I go further about purification essential oil. This is a blend. It has lemongrass in it, it has citronella in it, and it's wonderful to diffuse, to get rid of odors. It's also great to make a spray. So this, again, I have this right next to me. This is a diffuser that I keep in my kitchen because I love to diffuse purification if I have cooking odors. But then I also made a spray. So this is my Febreze. This is just purification, 45 drops of the purification oil with some water. If you're not going to use it up fast and you make an essential oil spray, sometimes I add a little grain alcohol as a preservative and to make it quick drying. But we use this in backpacks and gym bags, sneakers. I have a friend that uses this for her dog bed and to clean all around her dog's equipment because, again, it's safe. And I also add a little of it to the purification oil to the laundry. I spray it on carpets, and I mix a little in baking soda, which I will then spray. I will just then, then it shows you right here. You mix some with baking soda, sprinkle it on your carpet, wait 20 minutes or so and vacuum it up. Another thing you could do with essential oils is if the dust compartment in your vacuum is safe to do this, put some essential oils on a cotton puff and put that in the dust collection bin of your vacuum cleaner. Just make sure it's not a soft plastic that's going to be damaged by the oil. And then when you vacuum, you have a nice scent. And I love these spin mops, and I use the Thieves household cleaner with warm water and vinegar. So this is, I'm going to show you a video how to make your own wipes, which is just awesome. And here's the video. Here is a way to make healthy, safe for your family, and inexpensive wipes. You can make a regular cleaning version, or you can make a disinfecting version. First, you'll take your roll of paper towels and you'll cut it to size to the container. Here is a short roll that I cut, and that's for this size container. If you want to make larger wipes, I was able to get this container on Amazon, and I cut a larger size of wipe. Just be very careful when you're cutting the paper towels. So what you would do is you take the cardboard roll out and put the roll of paper towels in your container. Then it's so easy. Take 2 cups of water, and your measurement does not have to be exact. I'm putting in 2 capfuls of Thieves cleaner. This is very concentrated. And then a few drops of lemon essential oil, or you can use citrus fresh. And you could do how many drops you want. There is no exact recipe for this. I like the lemon smell, so I put a lot. Let me just go grab a spoon. And then you just want to stir it up. And then this is so easy. You just pour this in the container
and saturate the wipes, and the wipes will soak up all the liquid. I got a little messy there, but that's okay. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I could erase this video, but you know what? Nothing has to be perfect. I like this container because you press this down and it's airtight. And then when you want to wipe, you lift it and you can pull these out, and they smell great. They clean well. They're safe around children and pets, and they're much more inexpensive to make. Now, if you want to make disinfecting wipes, here's one. I keep these by my door, and I happen to like these. I covered a container. You can see there's not many left, but all I did was for the water, I substituted 95% grain alcohol, 95% alcohol, and I made disinfecting wipes. So I hope that helps you. And yeah, see, if I use this container, it's a smaller size, that fits in. You take the cardboard roll out and you push that in. I did that a little messy, and you do the same thing. You pour the liquid in and they'll start coming out. I mean, if you have a plastic container like this, you can cut an X in it or a circle and pull them out. You can do whatever you want with it. So happy wipe making.
Okay, that's one of my favorite things, and I am so guilty. I swear every time I pull one out, I smell it because it just smells great. And anyway, here's a disinfecting spray that I make with the grain alcohol. Again, it is flammable. Keep it away from children. I want to emphasize how important air quality is, and just a reminder to check those filters in your air conditioners and have your full home systems thoroughly cleaned out. And after I vacuum them, I clean them with the Thieves cleaner. So I just think that that is really important. And I spoke before about how dangerous candles are, and plug-ins and air fresheners. And I will just digress just a tiny bit. In my introduction, Barbara mentioned about my son who has autism. I have 3 children. My oldest, James, is 25, and he has high functioning autism. He lives in a group home upstate, but he comes home every month. I see him a lot, but they've been instructed they only use all these natural products that I've showed you. He has a diffuser, he has oils. But when he was first at the house, they had Airwick solids. They were cleaning his room with Lysol. I was cringing. I'm like, this boy, my baby, my 25-year-old, he's got to be healthy. Stop, bombarding him. And the first house manager, he was like, oh, there's a bunch of boys that live here and they get smelly. And he just didn't get it. Thank goodness he's not there anymore. Now there's a really nice lady, but they're totally on board. But I printed all these things out for them. Like, you have Airwick solids all around, and just look at that terrible rating. So anyway, diffusing. I mentioned air before. I'm also a big proponent. Get fresh air in your house. Open your windows. I love plants. If you can, don't have indoor shoes separate from outdoor shoes. Air out furniture. I also love candles. I was just burning one this morning. I use beeswax and nothing fragrant. And then I get my fragrance from, these are 2 diffusers I have too. They're just beautiful. And I'll tell you all about this. All right, so just very quickly, not gonna read it, just you can research this, you could Google this. Febreze masks odors, it does not eliminate them. It has a known neurotoxin and endocrine disruptor in it. I just can't go on anymore. The fact that this is sold in the stores and people run to buy it, I don't know. So I told you already about purification, and this is just a picture of my spray bottle and how I use it. And I think I mentioned all of this. And also, vinegar also absorbs odors. I know that when you talk about natural cleaning, some people don't like the odor of vinegar, and that's understandable. When you add essential oils to your products, you will minimize. I'm not saying it's a strong odor, you're going to get rid of it, but vinegar is very cleansing and refreshing and gets rid of odors, and it's very helpful. And diffusing, besides cleaning and purifying your air, like you can just put it next to you when you're working on the computer. There are different oils that will help you focus, that'll help you feel more awake and alert. You can diffuse next to your bed to help calm and relax. And I use, just again aside, my son, who all my kids use tons of essential oils. My other son's an athlete, and so is my daughter, and she uses all natural makeup. I mean, they totally get it. But my son with autism sometimes gets anxiety, and we breathe in essential oils to calm him down. So I'm going to go a little quickly so we have time for questions. I love this. Plants are so important. I have a live plant in every room of my home, and this spray smells amazing. Again, it's in the packet that I'm going to give you, and it keeps bugs away. It naturally fertilizes the soil. It's wonderful. I use the Thieves natural laundry detergent because anything, well, fabric softeners and dryer sheets are the worst. Coated in petroleum chemicals, gets in the fibers of your fabric. Here, let me just stop sharing this for a second. Whatever you're wearing it on your warm body all day. You're sleeping on your sheets for 8 hours. There's petrochemicals in that. There's synthetic fragrance. It's absolutely getting in your body. So don't forget about your laundry detergents and your laundry products. I use vinegar, white vinegar for my fabric softener, and I use dryer balls for dryer sheets. This, I remember being duped in the beginning. I bought all free and clear. It's rated an F. You know why? Because it doesn't have a fragrant chemical, but it still stinks. So they put chemicals in it so it doesn't stink. Tide Free and Clear has the same F rating. Love this recipe. It's in my packet. I make my own oxygen bleach with peroxide and fresh lemon juice. These are wool dryer balls. They help your clothes dry quicker. They help eliminate static. You can put some essential oils on them. You could put lavender and make it spa-like. Something smells, you can put some purification. Someone in the house isn't feeling well, you could put some Thieves. You could do whatever you want and change up your laundry all the time. I also use essential oils because sometimes people forget the mattress, but you can sprinkle some essential oils and baking soda. I have a video on this in, I think on my Facebook page. So this is a homemade granite cleaner. And if you get a sealer, this isn't greatly rated, but it's one of the more safe ones. I also use natural dishwashing products. And again, I'm going through this fast because I want to answer questions, but you can contact me again to get all these recipes. You can make your own, or you can buy the Thieves. I use the Thieves dish soap because you're eating off your dishes. I bought, I think it was Cascade, those little like pellets or pods. And it's like you open the package and you have like a chlorine rush in your lung. I use vinegar for my rinse agent in my dishwasher. And my dishes come out sparkling clean. I use the Thieves dishwasher detergent. I put a shallow open bowl of vinegar on the top of my dishwasher rack and in the rinse agent compartment. And I clean it with Thieves cleaner because, so anyway, you can take a basic Thieves cleaner and add it smells great on its own because Thieves smells nice, but these are great recipes that again is in a packet. This is a great time for pumpkin spice Thieves cleaner. I love to clean my bathroom with that. I want to direct you again. I have a website with lots of blogs on them, and here are some of the articles about how I clean naturally, and you could find more information there. This is my contact information again, and then I'm going to just go to Barbara. I mean, I have more things I could show you, but let's see what the Q&A is. So I'm going to stop sharing, and let's see. Q&A, there's 4. I'm going to open that. Okay, so yes, I have, Gerald, I have your email, so I'm going to send you the packet of all those cleaners. And Roseanne asked, what were the ingredients of Thieves Cleaner and how much of each essential oil? So Thieves Cleaner the ingredients are all plant and mineral based. There is the Thieves essential oil in it, which is lemon, eucalyptus, rosemary, clove, and cinnamon bark. And lemon, and then like, for example, in most cleaners, they have a surfactant. So a surfactant grabs the grease and lifts the dirt and takes it out and keeps it suspended in the water. They use like a coconut derivative. It has water. I mean, I could send you all of it. but a lot of essential oils and a couple of plant and mineral products, including the coconut surfactant. So you don't need to add essential oils to this. You just would put 1 or 2 capfuls in a spray bottle of water, and that's it. But if you want to make the fancy ones, those recipes, just send me your email and I'll send you the packet of all the recipes like pumpkin spice and rosemary basil. And yeah, I don't, about the Febreze commercials, I have to be honest, I don't watch much TV, but I'm sure they're misleading. There's so much marketing done, to get people to buy things. That's what their job is in advertising. And like, I'll give you, the Febreze, I think, is totally toxic. Febreze, I wouldn't even go near it. It doesn't even get rid of the odors. It just masks them. And it's really, really bad for you. But I'll give you one example that doesn't have to do for cleaning. And this, I learned this years ago. And just remember this example. There was a commercial years ago, I think it was Skippy peanut butter. And they came out and they said, our peanut butter has no cholesterol in it, so buy our peanut butter. So people are gonna run and get that. And the fact is, no peanut butter has cholesterol. Cholesterol comes from animal products and it's a plant product. So there would never be cholesterol in any peanut butter. So that's just what I wanted to say about that. So that was all that's in the chat. I have 5 more minutes and I'm going to show you a few more slides. And then I realized I have to get my charger. Okay, here's some cleaning motivation. So look at this, and I totally realize my battery's getting low. So look at this for a minute. I'm gonna go up, we have 5 minutes. I'll show you this and 1 or 2 more slides. So just take a moment to look at this, please. Okay, I'm still here. Okay, so cleaning motivation. You know what? Sometimes cleaning can be boring. I love to listen to books on tape. So I would suggest if you want to listen to a book, listen to a podcast, music can be so motivating. A buddy system, a lot of times it works if you really don't want to do a task, even if it's not cleaning. If you say to your friend, I sometimes do this with my sister, okay, I'm going to clean the bathroom. You go do that paperwork. Let's call each other in 15 minutes. Make sure you're hydrated. I love this product by Young Living. It's for cognitive fitness and it really wakes you up. I could tell you about that separately. Have small manageable chunks and appreciate what you're cleaning. Sometimes it's just such a maybe, I'm just watching time, menial task, but if you appreciate that you have it and you're lucky to have it and clean it, like sometimes that changes things a little bit. Let me show you something else. So this came from the Environmental Working Group. I wanted to this is a good review. Don't pollute your home and body with harmful chemicals commonly used in cleaning products. Don't use products that contain quaternary ammonia compounds or quats. They're really, really harmful. And here's an example. They're in scrubbing bubbles. So like enough said about that, and they're in so much. It's an EPA pesticide and it's in scrubbing bubbles. So I just want to check again. I think there might be one more Q&A. No, I think that was it. And so anyway, I'll just sum up unless anybody wants me to, if I see anything else pop up on the Q&A. So again, I love to help people. My expertise is essential oils. I use the Young Living essential oils because Young Living owns their own farms. They don't produce them with chemicals when they distill. They don't add perfumes. There's no insecticides. There's no heavy metals. What's in the bottle is a pure essential oil. If they add a carrier oil to it, it will be on the label, but it's not it's not filled with toxins. And don't be fooled by Clorox Greenworks. Don't be fooled just because you're going to buy something, oil in Whole Foods, and you think that it's a great oil because you bought it in Whole Foods. Like, if I could sum anything up, I would say I hope everybody's a really good consumer. And remember what I started in the beginning, the home is the heart of your family, and we want it to feel good to be in and to be healthy. So I think that's about all my time. And thank you, everybody. Feel free to contact me. And I think that's it.